Hi, my name is Jonas and welcome to another Unreal Engine tutorial. And in this tutorial I want to see how we can use our newly acquired knowledge about how to create surroundings awareness to perform some climbing animation and implement that stuff. So for this, we have the same level as last time. When I press U, I'm stuck to the wall and I cannot move away from it unless I come to the side of it. And let's say I want to make a climbing, make a hang, jump to hang on this box here. So for that, let's start off by opening up the base character and first make a little change. So as I mentioned, I want to make this when I jump. So let's take the jump part here and move that in here. Whoops. Okay, great. All right. So and get rid of the U key I had and just connect the end of the jump into facing a wall and then rotate to wall. Okay, so what will happen now is that every time we jump we will rotate basically, so that's not really what we want, but if I jump up against the wall, then now I can jump. I cannot move away from the wall unless I come to the side. Okay, and then I can go again. So let's see how we can implement something that can detect somewhere if we can grab onto something. So the theory is that we are facing a wall and then we want to find out if there's some kind of ledge here, or some, ledge I think it's called, where we can grab onto. And in order to do this, I will create a few landmarks or whatever you call it. In the last tutorial I showed how one way of doing this by using this facing a wall, where we use this, this is packed inside a macro, but I basically use the direction, which is in this case, why is this scene capture component? Okay, it should have been something else. Okay, never mind. It can basically be anything. Okay, so but for this I will then we do all kinds of math on this, get the forward vector and stuff, plus blah blah blah. But instead of making all these calculations here, we can do something easier. Well, kind of feels a bit like cheating, I don't know. But so as I said, you can use anything basically. So for this example here, I will use the arrow component. It's a nice fat arrow. And we'll call this minimum grab point. Let's call it grab point. Okay, and the nice thing about the arrow is you can give it a color. So you can, for example, give it a green color, and you can duplicate this one and call it the maximum grab point. And let's give this a nice red color. So now we have two arrows here, and what these two arrows are going to tell us is one, the minimum is going to be the minimum height that we want to check. So let's put that up to like 90 something here, and let's put the maximum up to something about 180, about twice the height. So what these two arrows are telling us, is that if we find a ledge in between this area, then we want to be able to grab onto it. Okay, and since the wall in the world is going to be in front of us here, then we need to move this forward a little bit. So let's move, since I think it's 30, 40 something, but I'm going to put this about 60, I think. It's going to be okay. So let's put it at 60. So 60 forward. So what we're going to use these two arrows for is to make a trace going from this one down to this one. And if we hit anything in between, then we know we hit a ledge. Okay, so that's the theory, at least. So, so first off, we don't want to always rotate to a wall when we jump. So let's disconnect this one as the first thing, and then we want to make this check. Okay, so we have these 2 points here. We have the minimum and we have the maximum point. So from here we can get the world location, and we can get the world location. Okay. Yeah, and well, then we want to make a line trace by channel, and we want to make it off from this one, and we want to make it from the top arrow down to the bottom arrow, and I want to put on for duration, and then for this example, until we know that things work, we're going to make draw a box on a sphere. Debug. I have all kinds of debug stuff, but let's draw a debug sphere, and let's make it about 20 big. And the center of it is going to be, if we hit something, it's going to be the hit location. Okay. But we only want to do this if we hit something. So branch first. And if we have a blocking hit, then we want to draw this. And actually then we also, if we hit something, then it means that we should be able to grab onto something, so then we can safely rotate the character to the wall. So this is, I think, what we need. So I jump, and we can see there's a trace line here. I don't see my little white thingy. My little, where did that go? Oh, let's put 5 seconds. Okay, so jump. And we can see we have this hit point, this thingy showing us where we would be able to grab onto, or at least the height of it. Okay, so well, that's good. So let's see what else we need. Well, we need to make, get an animation for this. Okay, let me just rearrange this stuff here. Something like that. Put this down here. Okay. Right. The thing I mentioned in one of my earlier videos was that if you want to make an animation using root motion, which we will in this situation, then we need to set our movement mode into flying mode, otherwise the Z-axis root motion will not work. So that's actually the first thing we're going to do. So set movement mode into flying. There it is. Okay, and then we want to let me think. We want to tell our animation blueprint that we are gonna jump. And for this example, I have made pulled out this root motion from one of the Mixamo animations, and I have my character here with where I have my my root. This is a Mixamo character exported in normal FBX. I have another video showing this. I will make links in the description, I hope, if I remember, showing how to do this process here. So if you haven't seen this, you need to go and see this before you continue, otherwise this is not going to make any sense, I think. So anyway, I have my braced, my idle to braced hang animation, and I'm going to import that onto my action girl root skeleton, like this. Okay, and the animation basically looks like this, and we can see we have root motion on this before because I fixed the root motion here, so it's going to move upwards with us. So let's retarget this to our Adam skeleton, which is our guy we are running around with, and it's gonna land in here. So I have a folder with all my animations, so I'm gonna make a new folder called climbing, and I'm gonna move this animation into the climbing folder. Okay, and remove the copy because it's annoying. Okay, so here we need to we want to enable root motion, so it's gonna make this funny movement here. And what we want to do is to tell our animation blueprint that we want to jump. So I have an interface shared in between the animation blueprint and my base character blueprint. So for this, I actually think, because it's kind of a good way to document what is going on, so I'm going to make an interface function for this called jump to ledge. Okay, and it's basically just a function saying that I want to jump to a ledge. Actually, yeah, for now it is gonna be. So let's go back to our blueprint and get the animation instance, our mesh, and it always insists to put it up here. And we want to call this, I think I need to compile, right? So I want to jump to message, like this. Okay. Right, I'm gonna save, and then I want to go to my animation blueprint and implement this event. So tell it what to do. Can do it directly, but I like to keep things. We have all these. Oh, okay. So let's find a free space here and write event jump to ledge. So what this guy is going to do is to basically just play a montage here for now. Okay, so we don't have that montage yet because we didn't create it, I forgot. So we have this animation and we just want to create an montage for this. And I have used, for this example, I will just use the default slot because I don't think I use it for anything right now. And on my back on my animation blueprint again, I can now select idle to braced. Okay, so I also need to check that I have a slot, and I cheated, so I already have a slot, default slot, default group, like this. So it should actually play now. So I think we are calling it, saying jump to ledge if we hit something. So everything should be good to go. So let's see how it looks. So if I press jump now, he's going to make this root, and then he's going to slide down eventually, for some reason. Okay, kind of weird actually, because he is technically flying, so I don't know why he's falling down. Anyway, So a few things we'll notice here is that he's not aligned with his hands are not aligned with the wall, so he's kind of jumping past it, and well, that's because the animation is like that, and so this is something we actually need to fix. So we'll take a look at this. Okay, hang on a sec. Just need to check something. Right. Okay. Yeah. Because we need to keep track of our state now. So well, on the animation blueprint, let's do this on an animation blueprint first. Okay. So we want to keep track on what state are we in. So we want to, there are different stages of this climbing animation we want to implement. So one is we are jumping, and once we are done jumping, we want to come to a hang. So there's two different states that we need to be able to control or act accordingly to. So one way to do this is to make two booleans, and one is called is hanging and one is jumping. And I already know that I will end up with at least 3 or 4 more. So in order not to go and change these back and forth, all of them, when I need to change one of them, I'm gonna do something different. I will make, under my climbing here, I will make a new blueprint enumeration like this, and call this my climbing state. What? Okay. So one state will be not climbing. That's the state we're going to be in initially. And one is going to be jumping to a ledge like this. And the other one, the third one for now, is going to be hanging from edge. Hanging like this. Looked weird. Okay. So let's see if we can fill out this information now. So when we jump to the ledge, we start to play the montage here, and we also want to add set the state. So let's add this variable and call this climbing state, and make this climbing state. Right. So drag this one in and set, and say, okay, when we do this, we are jumping to the ledge. Okay. And once we reach a certain height, which we will figure out in a bit, we want to switch to is hanging from ledge. Okay. So that part about when we hang, we want to implement actually in the not in the locomotion graph here. So right now we're just going to focus on the idle run as a beginning point, but you could easily think or imagine that you could transfer this to this jump to a ledge into a hang from different other states, but let's just focus on this one for now. Okay, so we could actually no, let's not do that. Because we need one more thing. We need another animation. We need the hang animation also, and I'm gonna import that too. Hanging idle with root motion, and I'm gonna get that into my action girl with root, which is just my placeholder character. And as you can see here, she is, well, the original animation from Mixamo, in that animation she's hanging somewhat higher up. But what I did was to make sure that these two animations that we now have, they are aligning up, so they look, so there's no transition between them in the root motion. Okay. So the reason for this is that we're going to drag our collision capsule with us upwards during the jump, and then once we reach a certain height, then we want to switch to this hanging animation, and doesn't work if that's offset higher up. So that's why we need them to be aligned. Okay. I also mentioned that in my other video. So oh, my voice is messing up. Okay. Retarget to Adam. Like this. Okay, so let's move this one into my climbing folder. And remove the copy. Okay, like this. So now we have our robot guy hanging. Get rid of that. Sorry. So what we need to do now is to implement the logic behind this. So this is going to be the idle run, and we want to add a state and say we want to go into this hanging state. So let's call this the braced hang idle mode for now, and say, okay, if our climbing state, drag this one in, is equal to, and then we were going to say is hanging from ledge, then we can transition to this. Okay. So the problem here is that we're not setting the state when we play our montage to jump to hanging. We're setting it to jumping to ledge, and the reason for this is we don't know really yet when our animation hits that desired height where we want to switch to the new animation. So we want to make something inside the update animation, because that's going to trigger almost every tick. So we can make a check in there. Okay. So that's at least the idea here. Okay. So let's see. Let's make a function for this, otherwise it's going to be messy, and might as well keep it nice and clean. Okay, so let's make a function, call this check grab position something. So the first thing is that when since this is being run all the time, we only want to do this if we are in the jumping state. So if we are jumping for something, then we want to check if we reach something. Otherwise, we don't want to do it. Okay. So equals to if we're jumping for something. Okay. So drag this one out, branch. Okay. And then we want to get the location of actually something on our character, something that we can get owning actor. Okay, so for now we're gonna cheat a little bit, I think. So we will say, okay, get location, actor location from our character, just for now. Okay. Because I'm not really sure what exactly I will do, to be honest. Anyway, let's split this one up, because I know for certain that we need to offset this by some value. So I'm gonna plus something already here, and I don't know what it's gonna be, so I'm just gonna put a 0 in here to begin with. And then we need to compare this to the ledge and see if how our position is relative to the ledge. So if we come in here, remember we have the ledge point here somewhere, and we want to compare our position according to that. Okay. Since we're now in the animation blueprint, we don't have access to that position, but we can easily set this this variable, because we get it from somewhere. We get it here actually. If we hit something, then we have the draw debug sphere. I think we can safely move that now. And then we can add, we jump to the ledge. Okay, let me do something to avoid all these arrows going all over the place. Let me move it over here. This is completely irrelevant for the video actually, but okay, so, oh no, now it ended up in there. Ah, fuck, okay. So sorry about that. Okay, so jump to ledge. We can pass another variable to this function, jump to ledge. So we will pass in this, what is called, ledge point. Make it a vector. No, in here. Okay, so our hit location is going to go in here, into the ledge point. So now our animation blueprint knows where the ledge is, or soon it will. So let's go to the event graph, and where we have the event handler for this, we have the ledge point here. So besides playing the montage, we will now also save this ledge point to be used. So promote to a variable, call this the ledge point. Okay. So back to our update aim. No, not that one. I forgot to call it. Where did I put it? There it is. Right. And I think, because I like to do this, and it makes it easier to understand, so I will make this ledge point. I don't have access to it from outside, but it's just easier for myself later on to see what uses what when I have these going into my functions. So now I know that check grab position is using this global variable ledge point. Okay. So continuing with our check for grab position. Okay. So I will also make this a local variable, so I don't have to drag a line across all the graph here, and I will call this the local point. Okay. So let's see, if we're jumping to a ledge, then we want to make some kind of compare eventually. So something like something is greater than something. Oops. Get away. So let's see. Well, actually, that was right, I think, because let's put the ledge point. Logically, never mind. It doesn't really matter. Okay, I'm just talking to myself. So let's take this ledge point now, which has the height of the ledge, which is going to be the z-axis, and we want to compare that to our actor location plus something. Okay, and if it is greater than, if this position suddenly becomes greater than the ledge point, then we will stop our montage. So what do? You say branch, another branch. Okay, so you say, okay, and you want to stop the montage. Montage stopped, and we want to set this one, this idle braced hang something stopped. Okay. So let's see how this works, because now we need to probably tweak this a little bit. Oh, apparently we do, yes. Something weird is going on. Jumping to ledge. Do we even get in here at all? I don't think so. No, we don't. That's great. Okay, so I think... do I know what is going on? Do we have something overriding it? Well, I think it's time to debug. But first of all, let's save. I forgot to save. Terrible. Okay, time to debug. Let's see, where do we start? We should check the event graph out here and see when we play. Actually, I think we should check the locomotion state. It seems like something odd is going on with the locomotion, so let's press play and switch and say, okay, we want to preview this one, and switch back. How did it go? Yeah. Okay. Now we can't see anything. That's great. Maybe if I put it here, I can see. Okay, and let's make it jump. Oh. That's great. Okay. And resume. Okay, so we never reach, we know for certain that we don't reach the braced hang idle because the state never changed. Okay, so and we also know, that we hit this what is it? The grab position, I think we never reached this one either. So it doesn't seem to update jumping to ledge as it should. Or did it? Oh, it does. Okay. So now it checks, okay, what is our current actor location? It's 118, and our ledge point is 200. So this is definitely not greater than. Okay, so let me think. So when this is greater than our ledge point. Okay, and right now it's less than, of course. But the thing is, I don't think this ever becomes greater than ever. Yeah. So what we could do here, this is actually interesting, is to print the values we get for our z-axis. Okay, so see where, which range it moves within. Okay, so I think I saw something like 185 somewhere. So let's see, we will start off by adding 100. Okay, just to begin with, see how that works. Okay, so okay, interesting. Okay, so we keep moving now. That's weird. So actually, I think I know what is going on, because we stop the montage, but we actually don't stop our movement of our capsule. So I'm gonna make another function in our animation, iAnimation, and I'm just gonna use this once. So maybe I don't really need a function for this. do I? No, I'm not gonna make an interface function for this. This is overkill. So what I want to do is to get actor owning actor, and then I want to get movement. Oh, this is not. Oh no! Now I know why I may want to do this. Yeah, I do want to do this. Okay, screw that. Okay, stop. Motion. Stop movement. Let's call it movement. Okay. Compile. And then I want to drag this one out and say stop. Movement. So our movement comes to a complete stop. Okay. And what needs to stop is our collision or our capsule. So our component movement character movement component. Okay, so event and stop movement. Okay, we want to say, okay, the character movement stop immediately. So when we think we are at the right position, we want to just stop right now. Okay. Okay, so now we stopped. We stopped at exactly 121 height, and then now we move really, really slowly. I don't know why we do that actually. But now we are really, really low down. Question is why we are that low. So let's see. The value here is 128. So, and then it seems to stop because 121 is greater than, okay, yeah. Okay, so you don't want to add that much. Maybe we only want to add like 50 something. Okay, so now we stop at some stage at least. We'll still have this really slow movement. I don't know what is going on. Maybe it's because we are flying. This is the worst tutorial I made, I think, because I have no idea what I'm doing. Set movement max. Is it this one? Max fly speed. Something called that. Okay, so let's give it 100. No, it's not that. It's not. That's not the reason. Okay, let's. I think we should keep this one just for now. Anyway, it is actually not so important because let's continue. We have another problem. Our character. Oh, actually, I forgot to do it. Our character is not jumping to idle, so we want to set that to is hanging from ledge once we hit that point. Okay, so let's see. Root, and there we go. So now we just I just remember I forgot to put in the animation. So might be tired, might be the reason. Idle something, play hanging idle. There we go. There we go. Okay, and then we are at one at a certain height, and we can see we are still way too high, so we need to adjust this again. And I have no real answer for this because this is obviously not Let's just say 0 here and see how that looks. So I'm just gonna 0 is not good. Okay, plus 80. What is that gonna give us? Okay, so it needs to go higher. Okay, let's do like 95. So this is actually, I think, the way to do this. Okay, let's not worry about the position. We are a little bit off the wall. You could, for now, just do something else real quick. Just Control C, Control W. I mean, makes this a bit smaller. And move it out a little bit, somewhere here, and then scale this down, because this is gonna look neat then, and then move it up. Wow, this is not aligning. What the okay, never mind. You know what I mean. Okay, so we come over here and we jump, and it's still not fitting. Damn it. Okay, would be nice if it was fitting. Okay, and now okay, so I think I was just maybe a little whoops. Okay, never mind. I thought I disabled the movement back. Okay, I did, but okay, I see. So let me move him a little bit further down, so before I end this video and go to sleep. This is not working. Okay, so now it looks almost acceptable. Almost. Oh, stop. Okay, the hands, you can see what I'm talking about. You can adjust this, and you can maybe put the ledge, and maybe you can play around there some IK notes to later on to fix this. But this is well, it's a beginning. So one last thing we might want to address, okay, because I've just noticed something annoying going on. So when I jump, he's making this twitch, kind of like yeah, a spasm or something. And let's see how we can trouble find that. Or maybe it's a bad idea. Maybe I should just get some sleep. No, let's do it. Because it's Friday, and let's see. Okay, so it's some kind of, okay, I think I know the problem. It is because we have some kind of transition on the idle to run on this one. Let's zero this one out. See how that looks. Okay. Pop. There we go. See that again. Flop. Okay. Actually, because now he seems to just snap into the wall, what we can do to even this out a little bit is to say, okay, the montage is playing here, and we want to stop it whenever we can give this as a little blend time and see how that looks. So now he lifts off nice and easy. It looks pretty good, I think. So before I leave, let's get rid of this. This is going to be annoying. Let's make another test, because A lot of the stuff I do right now is just prototyping and having fun with it. So let's see if we have a bigger ledge. Can we reach this one? I don't know. Yes, we can, and we can reach it at the correct height also. So, well, that's a little problem, but never mind. And let's see if we have an even higher one. Now we can't reach it. But I also seem to get stuck on the wall. Yes, I don't. Well, that's something to bug fix. I will do that in the next video, where I will also have commented this a little bit, so it's not such a mess. So hope you enjoyed seeing me make a complete fool of myself. This was not the idea, really. But anyway, I hope it showed off a little bit what you can do with this logic of surroundings awareness thingy with traces and so on. So until next time, bye.